everybody. Happy Thursday. I'm Mrs. Grass from the studio at Gallery North with your daily dose of art. On the docket for today's lesson is deconstructing a landscape. Yeah, we're going to take it apart and see what we can discover. Let me show you what you need to get started. So, first things first, what is a landscape? A landscape is something an artist creates, a picture of the land. And a landscape can be a photograph, it could be a painting, a drawing, a collage, it could be a sculpture, it could be a print. Yeah, landscapes could be made of in all sorts of mediums. If you paint a landscape while you're outside, it's called plein air painting. Maybe you've done plein air before. And then a seascape is like the same thing, right? Except of the sea, or a cityscape is the same thing, but of the city. Today, we're going to talk about the parts of a landscape, and those parts can be found in a seascape and in a cityscape as well. And those parts are foreground, middle ground, and background. The foreground is what we see very close to us in a landscape. What's closest to us is much larger than what's farther away. The middle ground is what's in the middle. Yeah, it's in between foreground and background. And the background is what's way far from us. Super far away means super tiny things. So a tree in the foreground is going to be much larger than a tree in the background, because that tree in the background is so much farther away from us. And this takes me back to our perspective lesson. I'll link that in the description of this video if you need a refresher course or if you haven't seen it yet. But to create that illusion that there's space in your artwork, that there's distance, you need to make sure that what's closest to you is big and what's farthest to you is small. Today, we are going to take apart our landscape. I have a little trick that you can use with any sorts of materials. Let me show you those supplies and we'll get to creating. Okay, so the supplies you need are simple, but can be elaborate if you want them to be. You need paper, you need a scissor, you need something to draw with and something to color with. I've got pencils, markers, and crayons here. The paper you use can be any paper you have available to you. I have a piece of computer paper here, and I also have a fancier piece of paper. And I'm going to show you a deconstructed landscape in both. So once you have all these supplies, you're ready to get started. As my first example, I'm going to show you with printing paper. This is just stuff from my computer. What you need to do is divide your paper into three, and those three sections are for the foreground, the middle ground, and the background, right? So what I did was I folded my paper one way a little bit, and then the other way, so that I had three even-ish sections. You know, nobody's perfect. Practice makes better, so whatever size they are, no biggie. Okay, and I opened it back up, okay? And now I know that one of these is going to be for what's close, one is for what's far away, and one's for what's in the middle. And basically what I'm going to do is wind up standing this up like a zigzag. So this first piece of paper is going to be my foreground, but I can't have all of it colored because then I won't see my middle ground and my background. And same goes for my middle ground. I need my middle ground to not fill the whole page so that I can see my background. So I'm going to show you really quick. I'm going to sketch out how to divide it. Okay, so I have a foreground drawn, and it's just in the lower half of the paper. So I'm gonna open up my paper, and I'm gonna cut around the things I've drawn, best I can. You know, cutting can be challenging, remember, and if you have the right scissors, it's gonna be easier. And if it seems challenging, keep going, because you're gonna make the muscles in your hands grow, and you're gonna be a better artist for it. Okay, so I cut this top half of my picture out so that my foreground is just at the bottom. okay? And then I'm gonna draw the middle ground on this piece. So let's see. All right, I've got my middle ground, and I kept this very close down so I can see where I needed to put my middle ground, okay? So I'm gonna unflap this, and I'm gonna cut the top half of my, look at that, it's cut, it's separate, see? And now I can make a background. So the background I'm gonna draw on this back piece, and I'm not gonna do any cutting this time because the background is taking up all of what's behind my foreground and middle ground. Here we go. Okay. All right, so you can see this is divided now. It's super easy peasy, a pretty rudimentary one. So I zigzagged my paper and then drew the foreground, the middle ground, and the background, dividing them so that I can see the difference between them. Okay, you can do this so many different ways. You can decorate a piece of paper and then tear it and cut it to create your foreground, middle ground, background. You can take a larger piece or an even tinier piece. You can duct tape layers together. It's really up to you. I am going to make a large one here and share it with you when I'm done. So let me see what I can come up with. Hey friends, I hope that you really enjoyed learning a little bit about the parts of a landscape and that you use those the knowledge of those parts in the artwork you make in the future. Don't forget that whatever you're creating, please tag us at Gallery North LI, #ArtVenturesAtHome. Tune in tomorrow for another episode where we're going to be unboxing one of the boxes, the maker boxes for our virtual summer program. And the box can be purchased on its own, and you can get links directly to the lessons on our YouTube channel, or you can join us for our virtual summer program and be guided through what's in the box with our teachers. More information on that on our website, www.gallerynorth.org. The link is down below. And if you want to give back to Gallery North, you can find information at our website also. And up now on our website is our Young Illustrators Challenge virtual exhibition. Check it out. The artwork submitted is spectacular, and I praise the people who entered. I really do. It's amazing. It's been a very challenging, confusing, and overwhelming time, but you took the effort out to create artwork for this exhibit, and I can't thank you enough. It's beautiful. On that note, don't forget, when you create, you feel really great. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.